One.
Hi, today we're going to be writing a thesis. I hope you brought your brain because this is going to take a lot of thinking. Our agenda for today is we're going to draw some conclusions and then we're going to use that to develop a thesis for our argument paper. So we are going to be in the wonder phase. We're in the wonder phase because we're going to be developing a thesis, and that's what typically happens during the wonder phase. So to warm up, I would like you to discuss the following with a partner. In the thesis statement below, so down here, what portion of this statement is the claim and what portion is the evidence? And I will tell you that the thesis is summer vacation is the best thing about being a kid because you get to spend months relaxing and have lots of time to enjoy the beautiful weather. So in this thesis statement, what portion is the claim and what portion is the evidence? And those are two terms that you probably talked about at the beginning of this unit. Okay, so did you say that the part in pink, summer vacation is the best thing about being a kid, was the claim, and the part in orange, you get to spend months relaxing and have lots of time to enjoy the beautiful weather, was the evidence? If you did, you would be correct. I want to talk just a tiny little bit about how this thesis statement is going to help dictate the structure of our paragraph. This is our long-term goal. This is where we're headed. In the future, your evidence, these two supporting points or these two reasons that you came up with, they are going to form the topic sentences for your body paragraph. So you get to spend months relaxing, becomes summer vacation is a time for relaxing. And where it says you have lots of time to enjoy the beautiful weather, becomes during summer, kids have lots of time to enjoy the beautiful weather. Just want you to know that in a couple days, you're going to use your thesis statement to come up with the topic sentences for your outline. That's one of the things the thesis statement does for us when we're writing a paper. It tells us or dictates the structure of our actual paper. So a thesis statement for the reader, for the writer, it gives you some structure and tells you how you're going to lay your paper out. For the reader, it gives them a roadmap. It tells the reader, okay, here's what I'm going to prove, here's how I'm going to prove it, and it helps them understand what body paragraphs they should anticipate as they're reading through your paper. So where does a thesis statement go? You've probably talked about this before. The thesis statement is always going to be the last sentence of your introductory paragraph. So here's my introductory paragraph. Yours will probably be a little bit longer, but this is the thesis statement that comes at the end of my introductory paragraph. Once again, there's my claim, what I'll be proving, and here's my evidence, how I will prove it. So how are we going to come up with a thesis statement? It's kind of a daunting task. So what steps can we follow in order to make it happen more easily? Well, we are going to be drawing conclusions. Drawing a conclusion is going to help us come up with the first part of our thesis statement or the claim. So when we're drawing conclusions, we take evidence and our background knowledge and we reach some kind of judgment. In doing so, that's going to help us come up with the first part of our thesis statement. So right now, we're going to work on coming up with this pink part. We're going to draw a conclusion in order to come up with this claim, this first part that's in pink. So let's practice drawing some conclusions. So I'm going to do the first one with you, and then you're going to attempt to do the second two by yourself. You have a handout that you should have picked up today. It looks like this on the front. It says thesis statements, and right now we're in this section talking about creating a thesis statement. If you flip the handout over to the back, we have these examples that we're going to go through, and I'm going to ask that you write down the conclusion and supporting points for each of these three examples so you have a model when it comes time to write your own. So I'm going to read through the evidence that's in example 1 on your handout. It says, children that drink 1 soda per day are 75% more likely to be obese compared to peers who do not drink soda. The next one says, if a school vending machine carries soda and water, students are 5 times more likely to select soda over water. Michelle Obama believes that selling soda in schools undermines healthy habits taught at home. So now I'm going to use this evidence and my background knowledge to reach some kind of judgment about this idea. And in order to reach a judgment, I'm going to start by looking at words that all three pieces of evidence have in common. So I see soda, soda, soda. So the conclusion I draw should probably involve the word soda. I see that the idea that soda is bad here. Soda causes obesity. Here, students, if there's soda in the vending machine, they'll pick the soda. And Michelle Obama thinks that having soda in vending machines hurts healthy habits taught at home. So when I look at this, all three have the word soda. So the conclusion I draw should have the word soda in it. And I see some stuff on vending machines, so it should probably have the word vending machine, and all my evidence suggests that soda is negative. So I think a good conclusion to draw would be soda should be removed from school vending machines. Based on those three pieces of evidence, they all have the word soda, so my conclusion has the word soda, and I think that soda should be removed from school vending machines. Let's take a look at the next one. It says teenagers who watch 5 or more hours of TV are more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD. The next one is Johnny Simpson really likes to watch TV, so he doesn't spend much time playing sports or reading. And then researchers think playing violent video games may make teens more likely to show aggression. So I'm going to start by trying to figure out what all three pieces of evidence have in common. I see the idea of TV, and video games. So in my head, all of those things are screens. And then I see teenagers, teens, and Johnny Simpson. I'm going to guess that Johnny Simpson is maybe also a teenager. So I'm thinking the conclusion I draw should probably deal with teenagers and screen time. So I'm going to pause for a second. I want you to see if you can come up with a conclusion. Remember, you can write your conclusion that you're coming up with on this handout under example 2. So what did you come up with? I said screen time has a negative impact on teenagers. Those words that all my evidence has in common, screen time and teenagers, and all my evidence suggested that screen time was negative or bad. Okay, let's see if you can do this last one by yourself. 3 pieces of evidence. During boot camp, newbies are forced to go to breakfast in their underwear. I made this stuff up. I don't know if any of it's true, by the way. Drill sergeants wrap up each training exercise by criticizing the performance of newbies. And Mike Tyler says he hated boot camp because the drill instructor spent a lot of time making fun of his big nose. So see if you can look at this evidence on your handout, hit pause, and see if you can come up with a conclusion. Okay, I said military boot camp is a humiliating experience. So although these two, the first and the third, they have the word boot camp in them, and we're going to assume that this is also boot camp. And for each of these things, they are all activities or events that would make somebody feel humiliated. So my conclusion is military boot camp is a humiliating experience. Maybe your conclusion had the word newbie in it, because we see the word newbie a couple times, so that would be totally fine too. All right, are you ready? It's time for you to write your conclusion, or write the claim part of your thesis statement by drawing a conclusion. You should have a handout that looks like this. It's called Argument, Thesis Statement, and Outline Template. And this is something that you should find in Classroom. And we're going to be using this template to write your thesis statement. So you're going to start off by first looking at your notes. You're going to read through your notes, and you could remember you should have 2 sections of your notes. You should have one section that deals with one side of the controversy, the left shoe or the right shoe, and another chunk of notes that deals with the other side of the controversy. So right now you're going to want to pick your stronger side. Okay, so you have 2 chunks of information. Pick your stronger side. Don't try and look at both sides right now. Pick the side that has more notes. And in that stronger side, I want you to try and draw a conclusion. Look for words that your notes have in common. Look for ideas that they have in common. And you are going to, on this pink handout, draw a conclusion. Okay? This is going to be your claim, the thing that you are